Hello, hello.
Hey Hector,
Hey, Mark, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Very good. Okay, so I'm gonna share the slides so you guys can see that as well. Today might be a shorter webinar because, you know, January was a slow one. Um, so let me put that in the
Need
chat
to,
as well.
yeah, enable chat for everybody, I believe. Oh, never
Yeah,
mind. Let's
yeah, I
see.
have to enable that.
Let's see here.
Okay, perfect. All right, let's get started. So welcome everyone to RightTool for QuickBooks Online version 1.019.2. Basically means the official January release. Today is January 10th, and we're going to be talking about the new things that we've added in RightTool that we developed during the month of December and released officially in January. Let's start with really quick. I put a link to the slides in the in the in the chat if you want to see them. There's going to be several links that we're going to show here. So first of all, if you missed the December edition of this webinar, you can watch it on the Right Tool channel. There's the video of it. We added a lot of new features in December, and we spent most of the end of December and beginning of January adding little tweaks to it as people were giving us feedback about that. So make sure you do subscribe to Right Tools YouTube channel because you're going to get the most up-to-date new features added in there. Now, we did in the middle of December, did about an hour and 15-minute full RightTool one-on-one tutorial. So if you're just getting started, if you're fairly new to the world of RightTool, or maybe you just started using it and you're trying to figure out what the buzz is all about, what's the excitement about, go ahead and take a look at that long tutorial, share it with your friends, colleagues, that sort of thing. Definitely do that. Now, today's agenda, we're going to be talking about RightTool Pro, $50 a month versus $500 a year. A lot of people here watching the live webinar here with RightTool are going to be using only the free edition, and that's okay. But some of our power users are mostly accountants. They definitely take advantage of RightTool Pro. And there's a slight change for a small group of you that actually bought RightTool for a whole year back in 2022, right? It would cover all of 2023. And starting January 15th, so a few days from now, you're going to start paying the monthly fee. Okay, so a lot of you got a deep discount because you helped us get started with RightTool back in 2022, and you paid, I believe, somewhere between 150 and 250 for the whole year. Now you're going to be kicked into the regular subscription, which is either going to be $50 a month or $500 a year. We actually have a tutorial for that, and I am going to share the screen again, optimize for video, and I'm going to
To
play this
change
tutorial really quick for you. Okay, so Mark, just let me know if there's an issue with the audio once I hit play. So
the
it's
only
only
issue with the audio I've heard so far is my voice, but that's a separate issue.
okay, yeah, all right. So I'm gonna hit play now. You let me know. Okay.
To change your subscription to a yearly billing, go to Manage Billing in RightToolPro.com, and it will take you to this screen. Simply enter the email associated with your RightTool account and click Send. You'll get an email that looks similar to this. Once you log into that, you'll come to a screen that looks similar to this, and it'll say on the right side here, Update Plan. From here, you just choose Yearly and select and press Continue. As you can see, it will prorate based on how much time is left in this month, so it's not going to charge you a full $500. Just be aware, at the time of this recording, it is $500 for a year, so you save about 2 months worth of a subscription by switching to a yearly plan. If you have other employees or contractors on here, that will be an $150 additional per year. So again, saving 2 months. Hopefully that helps. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Okay, so that video is up in the RightTool channel. So, make sure, again, subscribe to the RightTool channel. So if you need to walk through doing that. I know some people are going to prefer to pay $50 a month, and some people are going to want to pay $500 a year for the pro. And if you're just a free user, this stuff doesn't matter to you. Okay, let's talk about the new and improved features. And again, it's RightToolPro.com. So actually, let's do that really quick just so you can see. So that it's a specific website, RightToolPro.com, which is different than RightTool.app, which is the kind of the promo page, the marketing page. But to manage your account, you go to RightToolPro.com. You sign in. Some people have the Intuit sign in. Some people have a discrete username and password for RightTool Pro. Then essentially this website is pretty thin for now. It doesn't have that much. It doesn't really need that much stuff for now. We're gonna be spending a lot of time this quarter of 2024 working on features on this back end. But once you log in, you click on manage billing, and then in the manage billing section, you're gonna log in exactly as the video suggests. You're gonna get an email to confirm. Then you're gonna go in the billing page, and exactly as the video shows, you'll be able to choose either the monthly $50 a month or the annual $500 a year. If you don't want to pay for RightTool Pro anymore, you just click on cancel subscription. You don't need to uninstall it. RightTool will automatically recognize within the next 30 days or so that you don't have a pro account, and it will automatically switch back to the free edition. So you don't have to do anything in terms of installing or uninstalling. I mean, you could uninstall it if you no longer need the free edition, but that's what it is. And then we get a lot of people asking about, is there a Canadian rate, an Australian rate? Is there a UK rate? No, we're strictly a US company, and everything is going to be based on USD. And I know that in Canada, the exchange rate is not as helpful. So obviously for Canadians, it's going to be a little bit more expensive than for Americans to have this. As our original commitment is, we're not charging per user or per customer. We're still charging one fee for everything. So oops, I think I closed my slides here. Let me go backwards and open up my slides again. Okay, so if there's any questions about that, let me know. And remember that the additional users are only $150 a year, or $15 a month. So $150 a year or $15 a month for the additional user. The main user is still 500 versus 500 a year or $50 a month. Let's talk about new and improved features, and I'm going to give Mark the ability to do this demo, but I'll walk through really quick the free features that we added in January on version 1.019.2. So one, we improved the journal entry balance feature. It's actually not a very popular feature. I'm not saying that it's unpopular, it's just not used as often. So maybe when Mark showcases, you'll get to see whether you see value in that. We also added the company name, like your actual client that you're working on, to the tab names. Sometimes you want to quickly see which client you're working on. All you have to do is hover over the tab name, and you can see the company name next to that. And then we also added to the reports enhanced drill down, the ability to also have the same type of functionality for the modernized report. So every time you click or drill down in a modernized report, it opens up in a new tab as well. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and escape out of that and unshare. And Mark, can you share your screen? I have to make you host.
I think you have to make me host, yeah.
Okay, you're host now. Take it away. So journal entry balance, match tabs with company name, and reports enhanced drill down.
Yeah. So let's start with the easy one, which is something that should already happen if you ever have, and let's see here. So tab management inside of here, there is match tab names. So what this already does is makes it so that the name at the top of the tab is a little bit more, what's the word? useful, especially if you're inside of like a report or inside of the bank register. You'll see it says profit and loss. And then you go to the bank register and you'll see it says the register, and then it'll actually tell you what the account is. So that's what the match tab names did originally, but now, and you can't see it right now because this is more so for people who have software that tracks their tabs. Then you'll see at the top, it'll actually tell you what the current file you're inside of is. So that's just a small improvement. Somebody asked about it because they do time tracking. And so hopefully that helps you out. Again, another improvement is, as Hector mentioned, to the journal entry balance feature. This is a free feature, and before it worked most of the time, but it had a lot of quirks that annoyed me personally, and also there's just things I thought that would be better about it. So I took a few of those ideas and we put it in. So now you can see here, there is now an equals button down here. And that is the RightTool's equal button or equal icon. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you really quick what happens. So I'm going to just put in a debit for, let's say, $123 or something like that. You'll now see that there is a $123 or $123 on the credit side at the bottom of the journal entry. Now, what happens now is two things. First of all, you'll notice that when you click into a transaction, it will say what the total you need to put in here is in order to click it. And oh, by the way, to be clear, sorry, this is supposed to be in QBO user experience. It has the new icon next to it and everything. It's called journal balance visual. So that is what that's where that is at. But yeah, so continuing on with this. So yes, you can see you have a placeholder here. So that tells you what you need to know. Now, what's cool about this as well, with this new improvement, is as you can see here, it says 83. But if I come back up to this credit section right here and I delete it, it still shows you 123. So it makes it so that if you ever go to a line, like let's say you have like just a lot of lines, for instance, let's not do that craziness. And then just 41.7. Why am I doing everything with a 2 at the end? I don't know. 31.09. And yes, this is a part of the free version. And there is no charge for the YouTube channel for RightTool. It's for everybody. So what you can see here is, I don't know about you, but I've had moments in my life where I need to come in here and there was like, oh, there's one line that I need to fix or update. So what you can do is you can literally backspace on this and it'll tell you on that line what you need to put in order to make it so it balances out. So now if I do that, everything's balanced, makes everything good. It is computer math, so sometimes it might be like 1 cent off. If that does happen, let me know just so I know. I haven't seen that yet, but it could happen, just being aware. So yeah, hopefully that helps out with the journal balance feature, makes it a lot more usable for me anyways. So yeah, hopefully that helps. And then let's see here. There was one more thing. Oh, the reports enhanced drill down for new modernized reports. Let's actually go into reports enhanced drill down. So I'm going to turn this off for now, and I'm going to go to a modernized report. So modernized, and we're going to go to a profit and loss. Yes, we'll leave without saving. Okay. Apparently. Anyways. And then I'm going to refresh this. So one thing that if you don't have RightTool currently inside of QuickBooks Online is that in the new modernized reports, there are certain times where the report will open up in a new tab. And then there's other times where if you click on it, which apparently that doesn't want to let me click, you'll see here, it doesn't open in a new tab. So there's a weird system going on here where it picks and chooses when it wants to open in a new tab or not. So what we did is we officially brought this feature back in with reports enhanced drill down. So I'm going to refresh this page. And now whenever you click into something, it should always open in a new tab, no matter what you're clicking on. So at least if it goes into a transaction, again, they did a whole bunch of things with the new reports. The only thing that we have lost, unfortunately, this is just a fact of life at this point. There's nothing I can do to fix this. Is one of the things in the classic reports that I loved about RightTool was that it made it so you could right click on things in order to open in a new tab. This just, it's not possible for me to do, unfortunately. So it only opens in a new tab if you have report enhanced drill down turned on. So just be aware of that. But yes, that does fix the problem for you. So hopefully for anybody who was missing that with modern reports, it is back for you. So yes.
That's awesome. And there's a lot of, reading the comments here. People are loving the journal entry balance that you added. So that's great. This is the second, this is like the third iteration. We've tried so many different ways of doing this, and we considered killing the feature at some point because it wasn't really that functional. But I think that now we nailed it to a point where it's going to be really useful. So thank you for that, Mark.
Yeah. And
Let's
if
move
anybody
on.
has, by the way, any suggestions for that, the journal entry balance thing, just let me know, because I am sure that there's something we could do to make that even better than it currently is. I just don't know what that is.
Mark, we're going to go in a little sidebar here. Broderick is saying that he noticed this week that the reports won't collapse now. Is there an option for RightTool? Could you explain that, Broderick, in the text, what exactly what you're talking about? So right now live, if you see Mark can collapse or expand any reports in the new modernized view, and then maybe do a regular P&L.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Profit and loss.
Let's do a regular P&L and see if it's working. So I don't know if, Broderick, if it's something happening to you personally, but you can do the manual collapse on these, okay, and then use the big collapse button. Okay, that's working. Okay, and then if you expand one more time by doing the expand button, and then test the sub rows, see if that's working. Yeah, so it's working on our file. So we're gonna have to check and figure out. Broderick,
I've seen some people saying the sub rows is not working. I'll look into that. I'll see if I can find a file where that's a problem. Because that's interesting.
Different versions of QuickBooks Online, who knows? So maybe we can log into one of your files, just email Mark, and we'll try to figure out what's going on.
So,
what about the transactions report? Let's drill down. Let's see. Let's drill down really quick on one of these.
Yeah. Let's see here. Let's just do this one because it makes it so it's a little bit more stuff to actually do.
See if the sub is not working there.
Oh, there we go. Appreciated. Okay, so there we go. That makes it easier.
Yeah. So we'll fix that and have that ready in the next couple of days.
Or transaction reports. Yeah. Let's see.
And the drill down. Yep. So yeah, QuickBooks must have changed something. So now we have to go back and fix it. Thank you for that feedback.
Yeah, appreciated.
All right, let's move on to the pro features.
Yeah. So admittedly, because of the holidays, and I think Hector and I both got sick for extended periods of time, and I had jury duty. So there's a little bit less this month than usual. So just be aware of that. We have only one new feature. It's Experiments Pro, and we're going to work on expanding this to more features. So this is called Sort Transaction Columns. This was actually a suggestion from somebody. And so we'll just kind of go over this really quick. They were in the invoice page, and this is only working currently in the classic invoice. We'll add it to modernized as well as other transactions if people want it. If people are like, no, I don't want this at all, please, any feedback is helpful. So somebody was asking about being able to sort their classes by like their name, so make it so it's in alphabetical order. So this is just what this is now if you turn that feature on, you will see little arrows right here inside the header of the invoice lines, and you can literally just click on that arrow. It will show you, it'll automatically sort all the lines by whatever the alphabetical order is. And it also works for quantity and amount. So if you ever wanted to resort your journal entry or your invoice into amount or anything like that, You can do it just like that. It's super quick and easy. Somebody asked, what about product and service? Let me know if you want to add that. I thought about it, but I did not add it. So if you are actually wanting product and service to be one of those, then yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. That'll be great. So yeah, again, it's a small thing. It takes a little bit more than you'd think to figure out that one.
Any reason why you only did quantity, amount, and class, and not considered service date, product and service, or description, for example?
Honest to God, there's two reasons. One that's more of a just philosophical reason, and one that's more of an actual reason. The first thing is I was trying to see if it's even doable in the first place, in a nice way. And then by the way, this is in pro at the moment. It might go to free once it's not experimental. But yeah, the first thing was just I wanted to see if it was possible in a nice way. And the second thing is I didn't want to clog up the header section of this too much with different buttons if people weren't going to use them. But it's looking like people are wanting every column. So we will work on adding every column to this as well.
Yeah,
Some people.
The way accountants work is you give them a finger, they pull the hand. You give them a hand, they'll pull the arm. You give an arm, they'll pull you completely, right? So the minute you expose one little tiny potential thing that you could do, like sorting these things, people start thinking, okay, where I had a situation where I could sort it at different columns. So I think that if it's possible, I think we want to just do all the columns. I don't think it'll be too intrusive to have that little tiny red arrow there.
Yeah, and that's fair enough. Yeah, and that's why I put it in experiment. I wanted to see how people reacted. It seems like there's a good reaction. You know what? Everybody has their things that makes them happy. I'm glad that it helps.
And to clarify, this is only on the classic invoices for now. So it's not on the new invoices, and it's not on bills, and it's not on checks.
Yeah, but we will be adding it, especially since we're going to be apparently adding it to every column anyways. Then yeah, we can add this to every.
So that's why it's an Experiments Pro, because it's still sort of like half a feature.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody asked about reports and everything and like amount sorting and all that stuff. Unfortunately, we can't do that. Now, maybe there's something we could do with accounts or reports eventually, but especially with QuickBooks still kind of in limbo about that. We're not even going to look at it until it's a little bit.
Yeah, we're not going to add any new enhancements to the old reports because QuickBooks actually planning to kill them 100% in July. So we're not going to spend any development time trying to fix old reports for the time being. Okay, so Mark, that was the brand new feature. Now on the next slide is the improved Pro feature. So we had a couple of improvements to the Pro features in there. Let's go through them.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let's go through this one at a time. I forget sometimes what I do. Bank rules enhancement. Yeah, somebody recently reached out to me. And if this is also just a general statement. If you ever have something that's like, oh, I like this feature, but there's like one improvement to it that would make me happy, let me know, because I love it when people give me easy things to work on. So what they asked for was, we have this setting inside of here, and this is a free feature, I believe. I'm 99% sure. Where we have a filter for basically everything you would want to filter on a rule. So what we did is one of the things in here was without class only, and somebody just asked, hey, can you put in a filter so we can see rules that don't have a location, which most of the rules inside of this file don't have a location. But that's a separate issue. Yeah, so yeah, it's just a very small improvement, but yes, it's indicative of the fact that if you ever have something that's missing from a feature and you want to let me know, I'm more than happy to hear it. So just a small thing there. And in case you didn't know, yes, we have a feature here for filtering basically anything you'd ever want to. The next thing is, and I'm going to kind of lump these both in the same area. We have a feature in the deposit screen. Let's see here, bank deposit. It's going to come up. There we go. So we have a feature in here that we recently added a couple months ago. where we can set a starting on. So let's say I don't want to see all of these received froms that are all the way from 2021. I only want to see things from 2022. So I'm going to say 01, 05, 2023. So what used to happen is that when I came over here, I would remove this checkbox because I can't change how QuickBooks' checkbox checks things. So a little bit of behind this curtain stuff is I'm just hiding the rows that don't fit the criteria. So what I did in this update is I added my own checkbox in here, and you'll notice that it has the red check in it. That's kind of how you can tell it's a QuickBooks or a RightTool checkbox. And this will only select the items that are currently visible. That way you're not going to accidentally select everything all at once. You will only select the things you can visibly see on the screen. That's why we removed it before. Be very annoying if that was happening on you. And then the same thing now happens in the reclassify screen. So if I go to reclassify transactions, we had a similar situation, not exactly the same, but it was similar, where if you put like a from dollar amount, we would remove the checkbox, but now it has the red checkbox and it'll only select the things that are actually visible on the page.
Yeah,
So-
that one's huge because unfortunately we didn't notice that when you hit select all, it selected everything that was showing on the screen prior to the right tool filtering. So unfortunately, people were reclassifying things that they weren't supposed to. So thank you for giving us the feedback on that. It's one of these tricky things.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, again, and all this comes back from user feedback. I mean, people ask, how do we read their minds? It's really not mind reading. Most of the time, it's because people ask us to do something. So
yeah, I think if you're not in the Facebook group, then it feels like mind reading. But like if you're in the Facebook group, you can see the pattern. Like, oh, we have like 2,000 people in the Facebook group, and maybe show it really quick, Mark, just in case people haven't been there. Like if you don't have a Facebook account, create a Facebook account just for this, because this is like the place that we spend the most amount of time reading feedback. And when something's broken, we react on this. When people go, this is very frustrating about QBO or whatever, and we see how people respond to these things, we react to this. So definitely you want to join the Facebook group, be part of it. We have over 2,000 members already. We actually have over 10,000 RightTool users.
over 11,000 now. It doesn't show anymore on the 1,000 scale, but
yeah, so over 11,000 RightTool users. So we have quite a bit, and 2,000 of them, 20% of them are in the Facebook group. So it's good sample size to get feedback from.
yeah, exactly.
And we have this feature that's kind of maybe working, and maybe you can explain, Mark, where's acting stable or not, which is editing the payees in deposits.
Yeah. So batch edit and register. So yeah, we've added the ability to edit the payees on deposits. It's a little bit, it's weird, and I'll explain why it's weird as well. Let's see here. Can I filter this for only to see deposits? Let's see here. That's not my favorite. Let's go to, I'm sure something has deposits only. Okay, this will work. Yeah. Okay. So first of all, there's actually two things I really wanted to show. One second. Date. Let's see here. Filter payment. Custom default year, sorry, in Register Pro. So this is a pro feature. I just wanted to show this real quick because of the fact that we are at the new year, and some people have mentioned this as kind of like a quirk of QuickBooks. And admittedly, I wanted to improve this feature to work everywhere in QuickBooks Online. So I just, as a quick side note, is that we have this feature that allows you to put a custom autofill date year. Say that 5 times fast. And this makes it so that if you are like doing stuff, a cleanup where you need to change things to 2023, and you're somebody who likes to come into a transaction and say, oh, I need to actually put this at, 0709, I think that'll work, in 2023, it automatically puts it there instead of in 2024, which is what would happen if you didn't have this feature on.
Yeah,
Hopefully that makes sense.
The context here is that the date picker in the register allows you to skip entering the year. You can just put day and month. You don't even need a slash, and hit tab, and it autofills the year. However, it only autofills the current year or with this feature, whatever year you put in here. So if you're going back
Yeah.
3 years, entering a bunch of transactions and you want to save the keystrokes of putting 2020, 2021, 2021 each time, you just put day and month and it'll automatically do that for you.
Yeah. Just something that will work. And somebody said, will that also work in batch enter? I mean, if you're I guess so.
No,
So
because
yeah,
it's only on the register.
it depends on what you mean by that, I guess, is
Yeah,
what I'm getting at.
I don't know if they're talking about the QuickBooks in
Yeah.
advanced batch enter or the other batch. The other batch enter comes from Excel anyway, so like you would have to have those dates full to import them in Excel. You can't leave out the year when you import from Excel.
Yeah. And by the way, again, this is in Register Pro, so it is a pro feature. It's custom default year. So
Right, and this is not new. Like it's like a year old. Actually, we developed this January of last year.
Exactly. Yeah. So I just want to bring that back up because again, it's one of those things that since it's a new year and everything, something that you might not be aware of, but might help you out. Because I know a lot of people are like, oh, man, I keep typing in a number and then it keeps going to 2024. It's like, I don't want December 2024. But now we will get to the part where we actually were in the
pay name on the deposit.
Yeah. So yeah, payee name and deposit. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click the batch button and I'm going to click on all these deposits and I'm going to click on up to here. Let's say. So it used to be that because QuickBooks does not allow this, I couldn't do it, but I kind of figured out a way to make it work. You can now, when you select edit, you can select payee for deposits and it will actually allow you to change the payee to whatever you want to do. I'm trying to think. So it's customer. So yeah, this is fine. Let's say I want to make it the Boris Jones, and I'm just going to confirm batch and say yes. And it should go over here and you'll start seeing that Boris Jones is being updated on all of these, which is nice. And this edit payee option is a pro feature. So just being aware, this is a batch feature. Now, the reason I say this is weird is because of the fact that if you have a deposit that's set up like this, where add funds to deposits is at the bottom and not a deposit where it's matched, this will work. But if you're trying to change a deposit where it's like PayPal is selected for these things, it won't do anything at all. It just will skip over it because we can't change the deposit payee from that. We can only change the deposit to payee for things that are on this part of deposit at the bottom where you custom put in each line. So again, just be aware of that. If you're like, what is this feature is not working? That is 90% case, the chance that that's what's happening. The other 10% is because QuickBooks is sometimes weird and I don't know what it's going to do sometimes. It's a surprise to us all sometimes.
Yeah, and it's important to add that if you have a deposit that has like an undeposited funds payment attached to it, we're not going to change the payee on that. It's only when the deposit itself is hitting a GL account, when it has a single line on the GL account, because we can only change the first line of the GL account.
Yeah. So yeah. But it's something that, some people, I didn't know it was a big thing, but some people clearly like it. So I am more than happy to put, I say it frequently. I will sometimes put features in that I don't personally think I would have used in my time, but somebody wants it. So yeah, that's.
I do have a couple of feedback items from the chat. So one of it is go open up an invoice really quick.
Yeah. Let's see here. Do you want an old invoice or do you want a new invoice?
Okay. Old invoice.
Yeah, let's go to this one then.
Okay, so the feedback item is under service date. They want to be able to put like one date and then use the copy down feature to copy it all the way down. Is it working?
Yeah.
Oh, that's already working. Okay, so Tiffany.
Yeah, that should work for you.
That's already working, Tiffany. So I'm not sure if you were having issues with that.
Yeah, okay. If you're not using the copy down feature. And one other thing to keep in mind, and this is something, this is a feature.
Maybe not working on the new invoices. It's possible.
Yeah, this is just, yeah, exactly, is what I was going to say. In the new invoice and the new just transaction pages in general, which you can tell if it's a new transaction page, if it has a feedback button at the very top, that feature either might be gone because QuickBooks over the new year decided to change something or another that messed with me. Or the feedback button might be over top of it. I am working on that. I'm trying to figure out what all happens, what all the time. They like to keep me on my toes, which is fine. I appreciate it. I need a little bit of a challenge in my life every once in a while. So, oh, you're muted, Hector.
Okay, so it looks like on the old invoices, the copy down feature is working for the service date, and it works across. I mean, just kind of show it across all of them, just in case. 'Cause this is a pro feature. So like if you want to make all the classes the same, or if you want to make all the descriptions the same, it basically copies that down for you. So that's inspired from QuickBooks Desktop has this in the add edit multiple list entries. It's actually a very useful feature. So you can copy down anything that's in here. Pro feature only, it's called copy down, and it works almost across all the transaction types. The other comment here was, and I don't know if you looked into this, if you open up a modernized report, like a P&L modernized or whatever.
Yeah.
One of the challenges that the modernized report has is that there's actually no in-screen refresh button. Like you actually have to click a hard refresh on this.
Oh,
And if you've been like messing with it, like maybe changing the dates or the columns or the filters, it won't work. So it's there. Is that refresh button?
I think this might actually work. Yeah, I think that one will work. Now, again, is that something that's obvious? And
Okay.
also, is
Could-
it gonna
could we-
show up
Could
again?
we bring that up and put that like next to the pencil or something like that? Could you bring up that button and put it next to the pencil? Because it's not obvious. And right now, look, you hit refresh and it went away. So it's not like,
Yeah.
it's not totally obvious the way it works. So like could you look into what that button actually does?
Yeah, let's look at
We
that.
can bring up a refresh button, so we don't have to refresh the whole report.
Yeah. Now it should automatically. Now I don't know if this is actually how it works because admittedly, I'm a little out of practice. It should automatically update whenever you do anything, but if it doesn't, then I
It
will
doesn't.
definitely look into that.
The specific feedback we got is when you do the enhanced report drill down, and you drill down, and then like if you try it right now, drill down to cost of goods sold or something, and then change, and then we're gonna change the transaction. It doesn't refresh. So if you open that and change that to like 10,000,
Yeah.
and so
Somebody said, why is modernized view not or why does it remove account numbers? Does it remove account numbers, or is it just that we don't use account numbers in this? I guess it would remove because I think we do have account numbers in here. Let's see here, save and one time only. Apparently I made that a while back. Okay, so now we come back over into here and we go to cost of goods sold. Yeah, you're right. Okay, fair enough. I'll give credit where credit's due.
Even on the detail report, if you go back to the detail report, the other tab, it doesn't
Yeah.
refresh, and I don't know what mechanism we can use to refresh this. Like because if you do a hard refresh, like click
Yeah.
refresh at the top or right click refresh, it will kill any customizations that you have done. So that's something for us to think about. How
There's a lot of things for us to think
Yeah.
about. Oh, that's interesting. Even wait a minute. Okay, did it change? Did I not save it or something? Like
No,
what's
it
happening
did
here?
change. It did change. Just that it did change. It's just that the problem, one of the problems that QuickBooks
Oh.
Modernized Reports has is that it's not in real time. It's sort of delayed. So it's actually two problems. One
Yeah.
is that QuickBooks has a little bit of a delay on the reports versus the GL. And the second one is the fact that it doesn't it doesn't refresh. Like there's no button for you.
Ooh, yeah, that's I will be the first person to say. Oh, you're looking at okay. Oh, yeah. So I changed the sales receipt, but I'm looking at okay, that's fair, I guess.
No, but
Kind of.
that's
Maybe
yeah.
okay, yeah, you're not yeah, Caleb, good job. Brownie points for you. Yeah, that's
an
definitely
inventory item. Let's do a different. Let's do it again with a different transaction.
yeah, cost of goods sold. That was the wrong. Good job, Caleb.
We picked the wrong transaction.
That makes me feel better. I was like genuinely worried for a second. I was like, okay, QuickBooks, I like you, and I try to be positive about the new modernized screen. I think there are positives about it, even if it can be annoying at times. I think it just needs a little bit more work. But that was going to really scare me if that was actually how that worked. But yes, Caleb, you kind of saved me on that from having a little bit of a panic attack.
All right, so we'll put 920 there, and then save and close, so it automatically closes.
Yeah, one time only.
But
Okay, and then,
okay, so this is not gonna update until you do a hard update.
Yeah.
But let's see if it's in real time now.
there we
Okay.
go. So that yeah. On the profit and loss modernized view, there's no longer an option to change columns. That's a fun thing. And that might be something where it's just where me and Hector might have to update this link. That might be a case.
No, actually, go to this. Go to display.
Let's see here. So display,
And then do it by customer or by vendor or something, by
yeah.
class, anything. Yeah, that works.
Let's see.
The columns work.
Well, yeah, but I think she's saying you can't change like like you can't just like put that. Usually in the modernized transactions, isn't there something where you have like an eyeball on the right side here, and you have like every
Yeah, but that's
thing
on the detail.
only on details?
on
Fair
detail
enough.
report. I don't think that's what she's talking. I think she's talking about this specifically. This.
Okay.
Now this is an advanced file. Let's switch to a non-advanced file to see if that's the issue.
Sorry. So you're going to go to an advanced file?
No, we are in an advanced file. So switch QBO files.
Okay. Let's see here. Simple start sample.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's going to work.
Run the P&L to see.
By the way, Tiffany, you're asking about whatever happened to the founder edition idea. More complicated and legal stuff involved with that than was particularly desired.
Yeah. So we just have edition and pro edition. That's really it.
And that's a lot to put on Hector, because honest to God, if you put any legal document in front of my face, I will procrastinate for a year. So that would have been a Hector thing. So that would not have been fair to him to make him have to deal with all of that. But anyways, we're going to go to modernized profit and loss. And of course, I don't do anything. Let's see here. Let's put like last month or something like that. That probably will have some. Okay, fine. All dates. There we go. Easy way to do it. Let's see here. So we come over here, we have display. That display works. Now let's go into an actual transaction and see if we can add a column here, or add or remove columns here. Let's see here. So general options, not general options, columns. Oh, it's literally called columns. You cannot add columns because this is root. Oh, you're talking about account number. Oh, that might be something that I'm not qualified to speak on quite honestly. I'm sure that there's something. I'm just not sure if I have anything to add on that front.
I think that's just a simple limitation of like account numbers don't show.
Yeah, I think somebody mentioned that there is a way to show it. Maybe they
No,
can bring
I don't
that
think
back
so.
up if there is.
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
no, it doesn't look like there is.
There
So,
isn't.
if there's a way to do that, I'm not gonna lie to you. When it comes to reports, most of the time, if something's not possible for you to get to through like the QuickBooks natural UI, there's not a whole lot we
Mark,
can do.
let's try something. Let's click on the gear menu and
This
the
one.
top right. Yeah, and let's go to account and settings.
Oh, make sure we have
And-
account numbers in this file.
On this specific file. Yeah, I think it's under
Yeah.
advanced.
Yeah, that's probably.
And then
let's see
turn
here.
on. Yeah, turn them on
Fair
here.
enough.
Show them.
account numbers. Yeah.
Okay.
Save.
So
Yeah.
and then
Refresh
refresh.
this page just to make sure. Yeah, people are saying they see it. They're in the account column, which is interesting. It might be because of the fact that it automatically by default groups by account. So maybe if you group it by something else, it would be more likely to
Group it by account, but not hierarchy. Let's see. Okay,
And
no.
again, I'd probably have to go to chart of accounts to fix this. So it might be something that's a little bit more of a different thing. We might have to kind
we
of go
don't
with
know.
this at a different time, but I do
But for
appreciate.
But for sure, there's no separate column for the account number, it looks like.
Yeah.
At least on the non-advanced edition of this.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at some things from a while back. Can we do a batch transaction for tags yet?
No.
No. Tags are the ugly stepchild of QuickBooks Online.
And it might be the left behind ugly stepchild of QuickBooks Online.
It,
Different conversation, right? Because it's actually one of the lowest used features across all of the entire QuickBooks Online ecosystem. And when that happens, there's always a risk that they won't be supported, or they won't be adding more stuff to it or fixing it or that
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Now,
But
that
there
is
is a
not
way.
to say that I will not try and look and see if I can do it in the same place where I do like the changing customers, but
Mark,
I'm just going to
there's
tell you it's unlikely to happen.
where maybe you can show really quick what there is on tags. So if you click on the
Yeah.
gear menu,
Oh, I just like to just type tags
Of-
and then
yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. And then you go into manage by tag.
let's see here.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's right. Just select, you can select a couple and then just batch. Yeah, and you click on update tags.
yeah. And you can add or
Yeah.
remove tags to these. You can filter to see if there's any tags on them. This is simple start, so there's not any tags. This is our simple start file. This is literally the file we use just to see
No,
if
but Simple
invoice.
Start does have tags. It's just
Yeah.
like this file, we didn't add any tags to it.
Exactly.
But this is the screen where you would use tags.
Yeah, exactly. So there is an ability to edit the tags in bulk, or to not edit the tags themselves, but edit transactions to add or remove tags in bulk. It's just that I know some people want it to be in the same spot as other things. It's just that, again, it's tough to do. This is pretty much the one place where QuickBooks actually puts any kind of tag.
Yeah. And based on our knowledge on how excited, for the lack of a better term, QuickBooks is around adding more functionality to tags, we probably wouldn't add much effort to that.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I don't see any other questions. We could probably
Yeah.
end early. Oh, you said you wanted to quickly talk about the things that you are thinking about working on in January. Maybe we can give people a sneak peek of, the feedback that you were getting.
Yeah. Now somebody, this is the main thing I'm gonna put in the February update, is that somebody mentioned in a Facebook group, and again, it's hard to know if you can trust QuickBooks support sometimes, because sometimes people in there will sometimes say things that aren't exactly accurate. Maybe they think it is, but they're not 100% accurate. Somebody said that with the new estimates pages, the modernized version of them, you're not going to be able to convert an estimate to a PO. We might look more into that to make sure that's actually true. But if that is the case, we will add in a feature that makes it so you can convert an estimate to a PO through RightTool if QuickBooks doesn't do it themselves. So that's definitely like the big number one thing I'm working on, or I'm focused on right at the moment for the future. Also, again, expanding that sort button in the invoice page to different pages as well. We will definitely be doing that. Another thing is that right now we have a feature that allows you to change source accounts. So in the bank register, to make this very clear, this is not the Hector Garcia Corporation, so this is not going to work here. We have inside of the bank register, we have an ability here. That's cool. That stays. That's nifty. Not really something I expected. But yeah, inside of here, we have an ability to edit. Let me actually turn on the feature because it is an experimental feature. I come over here and we're going to put batch here, and I'm going to press edit. We have this thing that allows you to change source account. So what that means is if somebody put something into undeposited funds, or they were supposed to put something in undeposited funds, but they didn't for whatever reason, you can select a bunch of transactions and you can change which account they go to from here. But the problem is it will only do it. It will only do it if there is not a bank transaction matched to the transaction. We're looking into that currently. And yes, it does go a little bit slow because that's just how it has to go, unfortunately. But yeah, we are looking into making it so it'll work even if it's attached to a bank transaction. So just something else that we're kind of looking to enhance more than anything. And then finally, the last big thing is we're going to try and look into merging multiple or multiple vendors or customers at one time. It's something that's been on our list for a long time.
Maybe we can explain contextually what people can do. So if you go into the vendor list and show like,
Yeah.
okay, this is what we have available now. And it's kind of hidden because you have to go on the top on the little drop down menu. If you go up to the drop down menu next to prepare 1099s, it's hidden in there.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
I think I have to select things first, maybe.
no, actually, they going to on the new vendor. Actually going to customers.
Okay. Yeah, maybe that might be what it is. The customers page and the vendors page are different now, which is either
Yeah,
annoying or not annoying, depending on your viewpoint of it. Let's see.
Yeah,
here.
no, you can't do it through batch actions. Unfortunately, you have to go through the drop down menu next to new customers, I think. There it is. Oh, what the heck? They
What
took it
even
away.
What even is multiple customers?
No, that's
Oh,
different.
okay. That's a QuickBooks Advanced thing. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah, they took away
Uh-oh.
merch.
Maybe it's because I
Oh.
had more than one.
No, they took away merch. I made a video about that. So like, they
I'm
took
sure
it
there's a
away for
reason
some-
they have it, I guess, but let's see here. Is that in?
It won't. Yeah, it won't be on their batch. Go back to vendors again. What the heck?
Yep.
I could have.
We sometimes learn things ourselves on these calls.
Yeah, I could have sworn that merch was. If you click on the drop down menu next to prepared 1099s again, let's see.
Oh yeah. Let's see here. Prepare to 99.
No, and then on the new vendor, it's not there. Oh, they took it away. So there was a merch button hidden in here, and now they
But it
took
only
it
worked
away.
at
So
one at a time.
yeah, it's still just one at a time. So we got to figure out going to a vendor first. Let's see. Maybe it's hidden in there. So actually open up the vendor.
Yeah. By the way, somebody asked, will there be a video for this? Yes, there will definitely. Every webinar we have a video for, and every feature that we make a smaller video for. So no matter
Yeah.
what your schedule is like, there's something that can probably fit as long as you like videos in general, because we are not exactly great about making written instructions.
Okay, it's under the edit drop down.
Okay.
Merge contacts. It's crazy how they hide these things. Okay, so this is what we have now. So what we have now is you can pick the from vendor and then the to vendor, and then just click on merge contacts, and it'll basically just do two at a time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, by the
so-
way, not what I wanted.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know what the best way to do this is. I'm just thinking in my head, I'm like, would it be better if it auto filled the into instead of the merge from? But that's fine. It's my
Yeah, so
personal-
what I would be thinking is the into is the one that's gonna be consistent. So the
Yeah.
merge transactions from, you would click on that drop down and select multiple, right? Like
Yeah.
you would go in and select I think what I'm thinking is you click on multiple and you select whether it's a customer or a vendor. Then you pick because it's gotta be within the same database. Then you pick all the vendors that it's going to be from. Then you pick the two, and then essentially it cycles. It just goes to the screen and cycles and does one by one. Because the only option you have is to the only option you have is to go one by one. But the thing that we could add in RightTool is for you to batch all the ones that you want to merge, and then just kind of watch it merge 6, 7, 10 pages at a time.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, no, and yeah, I think it's a nifty idea as long as, people are happy with it. Yeah, I think that's worth looking to. How to do it now, do it from the one you want, do it from the one you do not want. Yeah, exactly. That is
Yeah,
weird.
the from is the one you don't want anymore. So you would pick multiple froms, and it'll be
Yeah.
a single consistent two.
Here's the thing. I can kind of see it both ways. I'm just not 110% sure.
No, but the mechanism of how QuickBooks does it is the from is the one that they're transferring transactions from and then making it active. Now the challenge is a vendor with a lot of transactions might take longer, so the delay is going to be interesting. Like we have to wait for it to finish before we do the next one.
Yeah.
So I have another webinar to get to at 1 o'clock Eastern. If we don't have any more questions, we can wrap it up.
Yeah. Let's see here. I don't think we do. Again, thank you everybody. I know it was a little bit of a smaller week for new things, but hopefully they are helpful. I wish you all the best with 1099 and tax season. I know that it is a stressful time. So hopefully you all manage to get through it well.
sure. All right,
Yeah.
thank you, Mark, and thank you, everybody.
Yeah.